Hello, loved ones. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the family. Today, I will be sharing my very first story time. And if you are finding this channel because you are a Married at First Sight fanatic, then welcome back. If this is your first time finding me, this story time is inspired by Married at First Sight. There was a scene on the episode where one of the ladies shared with the friends what was going on in her relationship, and she told them that they needed to still be Team Mitch, and this is for season 15, and it was Krysten who said they need to be Team Mitch and still treat him good even after she shared what she had to share that was kind of negative about their relationship. And that struck me so much because we do have to do that in our relationships, because sometimes our family and our friends, they don't forgive our spouse as easily as we do. So that is what this story time is about today.
Welcome to Fueled by Intentions, where we talk about faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. Sponsored by Bynum's Business Solutions, where the right fit is made simple. We specialize in tips, tools, and strategies designed to help you achieve your financial health so that you can take control of how you spend your money so that you can spend more time with your family, friends, and doing the things you love. So let's jump right into the video.
I have an older sister. She has since gone on to be with the Lord about a year ago in the taping of this video, but she is 8 years older than me. So my sister is 8 years older than me, and she was married, and she had a rocky time in her relationship, and they actually split up. So they split out, he moved out, and in my mind, we are moving on. We are done with that relationship. He's out, he's done, we're done, we're moving on, because I take on my sister's relationship as if it was my own. Whatever she feels, I feel, and we're gonna run with it. Well, her husband got sick, and he got really sick. He had like a stroke or a heart attack. I can't remember which one, but a really serious illness. And my sister, she is so compassionate. So she was like, you know what? This is still my husband. I'm not going to leave him out in the cold. I'm going to take him back and, nurse him back to health. So she took him back into her home, helped him nurse him back to health so that he wouldn't be like alone during his illness. But during that time, she wasn't like, we're back together. She was like, this is my patient. So anytime we refer to him, hey, how's the patient doing? How's the patient doing? So it still wasn't a relationship. And I do not kid you, this went on for at least a year. Honestly, I think it was a couple years, but at least a year. So it was a very long time of us calling this man the patient. And, she's just treat him like a patient and just being compassionate because he needs help. And honestly, I really don't remember when the relationship went from he's my patient to now we are back together. So I will have to say this about my brother-in-law. He is a very, very, very nice man. And when he had his illness and when he recovered, I don't know, he just got even stronger in his relationship with the Lord, and he became a deacon in his church, and he was surrounded by all girls because my sister had a daughter when they got married, and then he has two girls, and his girls had girls, and my sister's home is just a hub for all of my niece's friends. So he was surrounded by girls, and he treated them all like they were the princesses of the earth, every last one of them. So he was really a great man, a lot of compassion and everything like that. And I mean, just a gentle soul, honestly. So I don't know why I was acting crazy, but here we go. So I would come, they live in Texas and I live in California. And when I would come to visit, I'm not staying in a hotel or anything like that. I want to stay at my sister's home. And I'm not a rude person, so I never treated him rude or said anything negative to him or anything like that. But I just wasn't feeling him. So I'm at his house, at his home, eating his food, driving his car and everything. And I'm not being rude, but I'm just not feeling you. So I'm not holding the conversation or kind of checking on you or just not spending time with you. And if we're all in a conversation and you say something, I just don't comment on what you say. So I'm not totally rude where you can pinpoint it, but he knew that I really did not really deal with him like that, I guess you could say. But he always still treated me nicely with decency and respect, and I feel like I always treated him nicely with decency and respect. And I knew that he really wanted a better relationship with me because he was just really family oriented. So he really loved and cares for his family. So this went on for years and years and years. We would just interact like that. So this one time I went to Texas, and while I was there, I went to Texas, and right before I came, my grandmother had passed away. And my sister, she lives in Dallas. We are from Longview, Texas. So it's about a 2-hour drive. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to my grandmother's services, and, can I use you guys' car and stuff like that? So my sister was like, fine, you can use the car, no big deal. And at this time, my sister, for some reason, she went to the hospital a lot. If you want to go hear her story, which is amazing, please check out the video in the family section under the playlist. It's all about my sister and her journey and how she became a double amputee and just how she really praised the Lord in the midst of that. So her story is amazing. But at this time, she was in the hospital, and I'm like, okay, I've got to go down there on Saturday, and it's going to be an all-day thing. So when I came back to the hospital to visit my sister, she was like, her husband's name is Roosevelt. Roosevelt wants to go with you. He wants to go with you to Longview. And I'm like, well, why? I don't understand. He doesn't really even know my family. He doesn't really even know them like that. Now, he does know them because it's a very small town, so everybody knows everybody. But I'm like, he's not really close to my family like that. So why would he want to go down to my grandmother's service? And she was like, well, he just really wants to support you. And I'm thinking, well, I don't need your support. I just rather go by myself. But what am I gonna do? Because I'm in this man's house, I'm driving this man's car, I'm eating this man's food. What am I gonna do? Tell him he can't come with me in his own car? So my sister said, just let him go. He just wants to go. So just let him go and just be nice. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can be nice. And it might be good for me, because now, I know I have to drive at least. So my brother-in-law, he got up that morning. Before I even woke up, I'm doing my own thing. He went, filled up the car with gas, got it ready and everything, which I'm like, that's really nice. So he drove me down to my grandmother's funeral and everything, and he was so patient. I felt like I really had a chauffeur. He was just so patient. He interacted with the family. He didn't rush me. He just allowed me to really absorb and take in the day with my family in a way that was good for me. And honestly, it was very stress-free. I didn't have to worry about the car. I didn't have to get worried about gas. I didn't have to worry about no money. I didn't have to worry about snacks. I didn't have to worry about anything that day because, he really did cater to me that day. So I'm like, okay, that's really nice. Then I was about to leave that day. I was gonna leave, and the morning that I was gonna leave, he actually went to the store and he bought some hot tamales and just kind of put them on the kitchen table in the kitchen. And he knows that hot tamales, that's like my travel food. That's just really what I like to eat, snack on the plane and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, that's really nice that he would just go out of his way to make sure that I have like my airplane snacks. And I really thought that, everything that he had done for me that weekend, it was so personal that I had went and I bought a card and I just, wrote him a thank you note. Like, thank you so much for just making the day easy for me. I really appreciate it. Just thanking him for that whole experience. And I really feel like that is what broke the ice and like broke the tension between our relationship. And I feel like we were on like a better route to that. And that happened in August. So in December, January 1st of the next year, he would always send out texts to say, happy Thanksgiving, I love you, love my family, all this kind of stuff. So he sent me a text, like he does, and happy New Year. Hope everything is great, And I responded and was like, hey, happy New Year. Hope your New Year is good too. We both said I love you. And that was the last time I interacted with my brother-in-law, because a couple of days after that he passed. And it's just like, man, you know what? I was so grateful to God that we had an opportunity to kind of reconcile that relationship before he passed, and I was able to kind of make it right with him, because it really was me. He really did do his part to make sure that I felt loved and cared for anytime I would come down there. And he also made it very known, not by saying it, but just by his actions, that he wanted a relationship with me. And honestly, I can't even tell you why they broke up. I can't tell you anything about why I was so like, I don't want to deal with him. When my sister, she restored the relationship, and it was a beautiful relationship, and he treated her like the queen that she was. So I would just say, you know what? Everybody should be Team Mitch. And as you're talking to your friends and telling them about your relationship, make sure that you protect the integrity of your spouse, because sometimes we forgive our spouse and our friends and our family. They are still holding on to they don't even know what, because I could not tell you what. So let's just be supportive of our friends. I feel like we do need people to talk to and to vent to and to let them know, hey, this is how I'm feeling, or this is what's going on. But we want to protect the integrity, the reputation of our spouses, so that we can have a cohesive relationship between our family, our friends, and our spouse. So thank you for listening. That is my very first story time. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Have you had anything like this happen to you? Are you still holding on a grudge to a spouse or a friend that somebody has already forgiven? What is your situation? So let me know in the comments. Be a part of the conversation and be a part of the congregation by subscribing. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, live with intention. Be intentional.